So this is a car that I have wanted for so long now, and I'm not going to talk about the story just yet. I'll talk about it after. I'm not sure if I'll be able to film it while I'm there, because I don't want to be disrespectful, and you'll understand why after. But this is also a car that I've been trying to get before I got my S15. This is a car that I wanted to get before that, and I just couldn't find any ones that I was happy with at the time, because back in the day they were like 15 grand, which is crazy to say now, and I was going, nah, they're not worth 15 grand, and then they kept going up. So anyway, it's just a car that I've wanted for such a long time now. I found this car when I was working about 3 years ago, and I drove past and I spotted it, so I ended up going back there after work and leaving a note. I didn't hear anything for a while, and then I ended up just driving back like a couple months later, and I spoke to him there and it was home. And yeah, he said that he didn't want to sell the car at the time, which I mean is fair enough, like if your car's just sitting there. But he said he'd keep me in mind if he ever did, and I never thought that the day would actually come. But I was contacted about 2 months ago now, I think it was, maybe even 3, and asking if I was still interested in buying the car. So I didn't really have the money at the time, but I think I've worked, it was probably 3 months actually, I've worked nearly every weekend since. I've covered night shifts, I've done all the overtime that I can do, and yeah, today's the day. So this one's going to be a really good one because it's a lot of work has gone into it. But anyway, let's do a couple of things and then let's go pick it up. So freaking excited if you can't tell. So here's my little deposit note that he gave me last time when I dropped the deposit off, the 16th of the 7th, $1,000, and red Nissan, that's all you get for now. I think you'll already know what it is really, and it was always going to be a Nissan with me anyway. But yeah, it's now we got the rest. It sucks too because it's like all those weekends working, all of those night times, and like for that. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it just feels so small in your hand, but that's alright. Go get this car. Alright, we are pulling up to the street where I found it. So everyone always asks me what I do for work and how I can get these cars, and I'm not rich. I don't have a massive paying job like everyone thinks I do. I get paid reasonably well, but I actually work on power lines. So there's actually a substation at the end of the street here. I'm a qualified electrician for the distribution network here. And there's a substation at the end here, and we're going out to it like, yeah, 3-4 years ago, and I spotted this car, and funnily enough, that's how I spotted my S13, was at work too. Oh, I see it. I see it. I'm gonna show it quickly. Oh, I see it. Exciting. So there's a sub at the end of the street, and we're turning around, and I drove past and I spotted this car, and I was like, oh my god. Let's go and drop a note. So, handed over the money, the keys here. This I didn't even know was a thing. This is a Nissan factory central locking thing. But here it is. Hey! So we picked up the car now. I'm currently sitting in it, and I'm so excited. So like I was saying before, I've been trying to get this car for a very long time. When I spoke to the owner, the previous owner, it was an elderly owned couple, and they actually said that this car used to be their son's, who they got it for his 21st birthday, and their son actually passed away, and they've kept the car since, not wanting to sell it. And they told me that, and I felt so bad when they said that. I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he's like, no, I have been thinking about getting it away, selling it, but I just don't want it to go into the wrong hands. So yeah, I left it at that. Like, I didn't hear anything, and then I actually, 2 people tried to buy it. They buy and sell a lot of cars, and yeah, they tried to buy it because they found it, and they were offering a lot more money than what I could afford, as we never spoke about a price. And yeah, so I was a bit worried then, but John, the owner, he actually said, no, I'm gonna keep it for you, for Aaron. And then they messaged me and were saying, oh, you know, we'll give you money if you sell it to us. And I was like, no, sorry, this one's mine. Because of just the story behind it. I really want to restore the paint, restore the guard, because he had been run off the road, and the guard's a bit bent, and there's just a few other things that I would like to tidy up on it. But the whole plan of this car is to respray it, repaint it, keep it OEM as such to an extent, just doing a few minor bolt-on things, and then I want to take the owner, John, back for a drive in it. So I want to surprise him when the car's done. I'm just going to rock up and take him for a drive in his car again. So that's the whole goal for the car. I didn't want to say too much about it because I'm not going to say this stuff in front of him. I'm not going to film him. It's just disrespectful. So why did I want this car so badly as well? Doesn't look like much from the outside with the paint fading and that, but this has 140,000 kilometers on this car. It is very stock. The engine bay, I'll have a quick look at that in a sec, it's bone stock. Sunroof model as well. So these in itself are worth quite a bit, the sunroof model. I've always wanted a sunroof car. I've never owned one until now. The low kilometers, the interior is just so clean on this car. So it's just a really well looked after car. So and like, look at this, it even has the original owner's manual. Like that is crazy. So we'll have a quick look at the engine and then I might wrap it up. A factory option floor mats. So as you can see, the engine is completely stock. We've even got the factory airbox, factory intake, like this little crossover pipe, and yes, it's turbo, so everyone goes, oh, the 200SXs, well, people get confused and think that they're NA, but they're actually not. So this is turbo. I believe that the Australian delivered S14s came with a T25 journal bearing, and the JDMs were a T28 ball bearing, I think. And then you've got stuff like halogen headlights and the dreaded reflectors in the rear bumper. But funnily enough, when I got my S15, it looked exactly the same. It had all of this stuff, and I got rid of it because I'm an idiot. But this is the same engine that's in my S13 with the VCT kooky engine, so I'm very happy. Can't be too much longer. This car's actually going up to my parents because I've run out of room at mine. And there it is, just like that. I finally got the car after all those years. It's such a good feeling. It's going to be a quick video. Like I said, the car's going to go up to my parents. I've actually got a few other things to do today. This was so unplanned. Yesterday I basically just rung him while I was at work and said I had enough to come finally pick up the car after the deposit. So thanks heaps for watching, and stay tuned for more content on the S14. I wanna spend my lifetime